पातु स भूमिमण्डले। सेनासु मां रक्षतु क्षीरपाणि, युद्धे सदा रक्षतु मां हली च। दुर्गेषु चाव्यान् मुसली सदा मां, वनेषु वनेषु सङ्कर्षणादिदेवः। कलिन्दजावेगहरो जलेषु, नीलाम्बरो रक्षतु मां सदाग्नो। वायो च रामोऽवतुखे बलश्च, महानवेऽन्तवपुः सदा माम्। श्रीवासुदेवोऽवतु पर्वतेषु, सहस्रशीर्षा च महाविवादे। रोगेषु मां रक्षतु रोहिणेयो, मां कामपालोऽवतु वा विपत्सु। कामात् सदा क्रोधात् सदा मां द्विविधप्रहारी। लोभात् सदा रक्षतु बल्वलारी, मोहात् सदा मां किल मागधारी। प्रातः सदा रक्षतु वृष्णिधूर्यः, प्राणे सदा मां मथुरापुरेन्द्र। मध्यदिने गोपसखः प्रपातु, स्वराट्पाराः निवतु मां सदैव। सायं फणीन्द्रोऽवतु मां सदा, परात् परो रक्षतु मां प्रदोषे। पूर्णे निशीथे च दुरन्तवीर्यः, प्रत्येषु कालेऽवतु मां सदैव। विदिक्षु मां रक्षतु रेवतीपति, दिक्षु प्रलम्बारिरथो यदुवः। ऊर्ध्व सदा मां बलभद्रारात्, तथा समन्ताद् बलदेव एव हि। अन्तः सदा व्यात् पुरुषोत्तमो वहि, नागेन्द्रलीलोऽवतु मां महाबलः। सदान्तरात्मा च वसन् हरिः, स्वयं प्रपातु पूर्ण परमेश्वरो महान्। देवासुराणां भयनाशनं च, हुताशनं पापचयेन्धनानां, विनाशनं विघ्नघट इति श्री बलभद्र स्तोत्र कवचम संपूर्णम। गर्ग संहिता की जय हो। श्री प्राक विपाक मुनि की जय हो। ट्रांसलेशन। जो भगवान गोलोक धाम के अधिपति है, जिनका कीर्तन परम पवित्र है, वे परमेश्वर शत्रुओं से मेरी रक्षा करे। जिनके मस्तक पर भूमंडल सरसों की तरह प्रतीत होता है, वे भगवान भूमंडल में मेरी रक्षा करे। भगवान सिरपाणी हलधर सेना में और भगवान हली युद्ध में सदा मेरी रक्षा करे। मुसलधारी भगवान दुर्गम में और आदिदेव भगवान संकर्षण वन में मेरी रक्षा करे। यमुना के प्रवाह को रोकने वाले भगवान जल में और नीलांबरधारी भगवान अग्नि में निरंतर मेरी रक्षा करे। भगवान राम वायु आंधी में मेरी रक्षा करे। शून्य में आकाश में भगवान बलदेव और महान समुद्र में अनंत वपु भगवान मेरी रक्षा करे। पर्वतों में भगवान वासुदेव मेरी रक्षा करे। घोर विवाद में 1000 मस्तक वाले प्रभु, रोग में श्री रोहिणी नंदन तथा विपत्ति में भगवान कामपाल मेरी रक्षा करे। धेनुकासुर के शत्रु भगवान काम से मेरी सदा रक्षा करे। द्विविध पर प्रहार करने वाले भगवान क्रोध से, बलबल के शत्रु भगवान लोभ से और जरासंध के शत्रु भगवान मोह से सदा मेरी रक्षा करे। भगवान विष्णुधूर्य प्रातः काल के समय, भगवान मथुरापुरी नरेश पूर्वाह में, गोपसखा मध्यान्ह में और स्वराट भगवान पराह दिन में, दिन के पिछले प्रहर में सदा मेरी रक्षा करे। भगवान फणींद्र सायकाल में तथा परात पर प्रदोष में समय मेरी सदा रक्षा करे। मध्य रात्रि और प्रत्युष काल के समय भगवान दुरंत वीर मेरी सदा रक्षा करे। कोनों कोनों में रेवती पति, दिशाओं में प्रलंबासुर के शत्रु, नीचे यदुवध, ऊपर बलभद्र और दूर अथवा पास सब दिशाओं में भगवान बलदेव जी मेरी सदा रक्षा करे। भीतर से पुरुषोत्तम और बाहर से महाबल नागेंद्र लील मेरी सदा रक्षा करे। और पूर्ण परमेश्वर महान हरि स्वयं सदा सर्वदा मेरी हृदय में निवास करते हुए उत्कृष्ट रूप में सदा मेरी रक्षा करे। श्री बलभद्र जी का उत्तम कवच जो देव तथा असुरों के भय का नाश करने वाला है, पाप रूप ईंधन को जलाने के लिए साक्षात अग्नि रूप और विघ्नों के घट को विनाश करने वाला है। इसी प्रकार श्री गर्ग संहिता में श्री बलभद्र खंड के अंतर्गत श्री पाक विपाक मुनि और दुर्योधन के संवाद में श्री बलराम स्तोत्र कवच नामक 12वें अध्याय में वर्णित यह कवच संपूर्ण हुआ। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, थैंक यू फॉर सो वंडरफुल सेवा। धन्यवाद, प्रणाम टू ऑल डिवोटीज।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Just a minute, I will share my screen and start the prayer.
ओवर टू यू प्रभु जी।
Yes, yes. Okay, am I audible now? Hari Bol. Prabhuji, am I audible?
प्रभु जी आपका आवाज बहुत स्लो है, प्लीज ज्यादा करिए।
Okay, 1 minute. Hare Krishna. Is it okay now?
यस प्रभु जी, नाउ इट इज ओके।
Okay. 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 Um, 1 minute, Mataji. I'm just to the takes a bit of time to set this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते सत्यदेवदास्तिकारिति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वैशादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, we'll do the prayers for Srimad Bhagavatam from Krishna Leela Stava. Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha Sarva Vedic Satphala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya Sarva Loki Drakpada Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Kali Dvanta Aditya Aditya Shri Krishna Parivartita. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churned from all the Vedic scriptures, O most prominent transcendent fruit of all the Vedas, O you who are enriched with the jewels of all spiritual and philosophical conclusion, O you who grant spiritual vision to all people of the world, O life-breath devotee of Vaishnava, O life-breath of Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga. You are actually Lord Krishna who has returned among us. Paramananda Pathaya Prema Varsha Aksharaiti Sarvada Sarvasivyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostane. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss, for your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna. मदेक बंधु मत संगीन मद गुरु मन महादन मन निष्ठर्क मद भाग्य मदानंद नमोस्तुमे. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. Asadu sadhuta dainati nikochata kara hanamam chakata chinma premna hitakantayo sura. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna. नमो विश्वपदाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भद्राय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश. साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदां सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते. तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो मुदीरते उदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोकी भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी. कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी स्वानसदेवी. हरे कृष्णा. Okay, we said this. Sorry. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Thank you. So welcome to today's session of Srimad Bhagavatam class. And what a wonderful start by Mataji, by so wonderful prayers, and to Sri Balramji on this auspicious occasion of Balram Jayanti, who is the expansion of the Guru. As always, before we begin, let's do a recap of the previous session, which is lesson 69. So, is that Chamta Mataji or who's doing this today? Radha Matru, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Yeah, I'm not doing recap 69. I'm doing
You're doing it.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Oh, Prashad Prabhu, you're doing it. Okay.
Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Hope my voice is audible. Hare Krishna.
Just
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I'm just doing another wonderful recap of this particular session. Hare Krishna. Just give me 1 second, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Just give me 1 second. So problem here. Hare Krishna. Hope my voice is good now. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Are you speaking, Prabhu? You're on mute, Prashad Prabhu.
This is better, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, now we can hear.
Sorry. Sorry. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. So I'm going to do the recap of this first lesson. Narada Muni visits Lord Krishna's places in Dwarka. Okay. Okay. So this is such a wonderful chapter. There is so many things to learn, okay, from this particular chapter. And last week, I think Sharat Prabhuji has taken this particular session, okay, for all of us. So let us go and understand. Let us do a recap. Try to do it in half an hour, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Okay. See, one of the key thing, what happens in the first 3 slides is, as you all know in this particular chapter, when Narada Muni want to see the Krishna, how he is doing his duties, okay, gross duties and all that, like he is there in every house, Prabhuji's Mataji. He is there in every house. And in different houses, he is doing different activities. So when I'm doing a recap, when I'm reading the entire Bhagavatam, okay, like it was so amazing that at one place he was helping his wife, another place he's helping his sons, another place he's actually arranging his daughter marriage or his son's marriage. Okay, so in other place he's just like a babysitting. Yeah, he's like he's everywhere kind of serving. Okay, so it's so amazing. At one place he's doing yajnas, at another place he's doing worshipping or honoring devatas. Yeah, so because honoring the devatas and doing yajnas kind of bewilders us. Okay, the core reason for why it is bewildering us is he is the supreme person of the Godhead. Okay, so what is the need for him to honor devatas? Yeah, what is the need for him to do yajnas? Okay, so this is one of the biggest question we get. So first couple of slides, maybe I think 3-4 slides. Yeah, okay, even at the end, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also covered to in depth. Okay, what is that? The reason why Krishna is doing this? Okay, is that is being expected for us to do either demigod worship? Okay, or is there any reasons? And that is what we are going to discuss in the first three, 4 slides. Okay, and then also we will see some more leelas. Okay, as part of this recap. So if you see the first one, right? So Charu Prabhuji has kindly gave these themes where it is mentioned that the first theme is like worshipping demigod versus worshipping supreme being. Okay, so that and Prabhuji and also Sri Prabhupada has quotes from the Bhagavad Gita 7.22, 7.23. What it is mean to us? Okay, what is that there is been teaching us? So if you see in Bhagavad Gita 7.22, 7.23, Krishna is explaining, okay, that the people who lost the intelligence or intelligence is stolen by material desires, that those people only worship demigods. Okay, but if you are worshipping the demigods and you are expecting some results, You will get the results, but the results are going to be very, very temporary. Okay. But why he is worshipping? That we need to understand. So he is trying to teach us the social conduct and respect for all his beings. For example, there is a CEO is there in a company. He always respects his subordinates, right? If there is a finance head, he respects him. There is a technology head, he respects him. Yeah. In the same way, he's honoring. That is what the first team is talking about, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Yeah. Okay. So I will just cover quickly the themes and then we'll go for a question and answers. And by second theme is talking about human pastimes and spiritual instruction. Is there anything for us? So here it is saying by engaging in activities such as honoring demigods and performing rituals or seeking counsel, and he is showing the value of humility and the relationship. Okay, how should we maintain the relationship? Okay, with the people who are with us. Yeah, so that is what the second theme is talking about. Then, if you talk about the third theme, he's talking about the supreme being is the ultimate goal for all of us, for the people like us. Okay, who should be the ultimate goal? Supreme Krishna, Supreme God. Okay, who is Krishna? If you see the Bhagavad Gita, okay, when I see the purpose and all that for this particular theme, Prabhuji, it is being quoted some of the slokas from Bhagavad Gita 10.2. So what is mentioned in 10.2, Prabhuji's Mataji's? Aham sarvas prabho, mattham sarva pravartate, iti matva bhajante mam, buddha bhava samanvita. Okay, this is what mentioned. Okay, what does it mean? Aham sarvas prabhu, he is the supreme, everything came from him. Mattam sarva pravartate, everything emanates from him. That is what it is being told. So let us have some questions. Okay, so I would like to, these questions I am sure everybody can answer, because these are the fundamentals of Krishna conscious Prabhuji's Mataji's. But you know, with sometimes the Krishna's Leela will get bewildered. Yeah. So that is the reason even this particular chapter is very, very important. And we need to understand the true meaning. Okay, why he is playing this kind of Leelas. Okay, that we need to understand. So I'll ask a very, very fundamental question, Prabhuji. Why would the Supreme Lord, okay, the Krishna, is able to all the demigods? Okay, why he's looking like he's worshipping demigods or devatas? Anybody wants to answer? In fact, we discussed just now. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Lalita Mother, please carry on, please.
इट्स ओके रक्षा माता जी, आप बोल दीजिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
ओके. हाँ, क्योंकि भगवान जब नर लीला करते हैं तो इतनी परफेक्ट करते हैं, और ये सब करने का उनके पीछे का हेतु ये है कि वो हमें शिक्षा देना चाहते हैं. तो हमें रिस्पेक्ट भी करना चाहिए और ऑनर भी करना चाहिए डेमी गॉड को, क्योंकि वो पूरे जो भी डेमी गॉड है भगवान को लीला में अपनी पूरी सृष्टि में वो सहायता करते हैं, इसलिए.
Yes, Mataji. Okay.
May I add something more to what Raksha Mataji said?
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So he's the lawmaker basically. But you know, in material context, when we always say, "Oh, उसने rule बनाया तो वो पहले follow करता है कि नहीं करता है? Does he follow the rules and regulation first? How can, if he's not setting up an example, how can he expect others to follow it?"
Yeah.
But in spiritual context, he doesn't have to. But like Raksha Mataji said, he's setting up an example when he's coming in Nara Leela, and he's setting up the social standards. And then he's also showing by example that however big in fame and, you know, strength and everything you are, you still have to follow the you still have to follow that the social thing, that you respect others, that pride should not kick in. So he's the supreme personality of Godhead, but he's showing us by his own example that we should still respect the demigods, because we are not so elevated. Even if we are elevated, we cannot disrespect anybody. If we are elevated, we would definitely not disrespect anybody.
Mataji, yeah, wonderful answer, Mataji. In fact, you answered some of my questions in this particular slide. So I'll move to the next slide. Thank you very much. Yeah. So you have given a very elaborate answer. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so let's move. Just as a continuation, what Mataji has mentioned, which is the next slide, okay, is similarly we're talking about the divine pastime, okay, the Leela. okay, and teaching through example. Okay, in fact, Mataji already covered these points, okay, and the nature of the reality. Some of these first 2 points, especially the Mataji, is covered. So the Krishna's activities, okay, is not material. They are divine Leela. And from the divine Leela, we need to understand what kind of respect he is giving to everybody, not only to his queens, to every citizen, okay, in Dwaraka. Everyone he is giving respect. A sages, a brahmanas, a Narada Muni, everyone he gives a lot of respect. So we have to take that particular point. Okay. So, and then we should move on. Okay. So teaching through example, I think Mataji also covered. So he is like an example. Okay. A teacher is always just saying it, but is he following or not? Is he or she is following or not? The students see. In fact, the students learn it from behavior, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Agree, disagree? Yeah. So that is what students learn from the behavior, from the parent behavior. Yeah. If the behavior is not good, whatever you tell, it doesn't matter. Okay. So Krishna, Supreme Person of Godhead, is teaching us through multiple examples. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So the third theme is of what? Nature of reality. See, what is exactly the reality? Okay. The demigods are empowered manifestation of Supreme Lord. You all agree with that? They all empowered manifestations of Supreme Personality Godhead. So Krishna is the what? He is the source. In fact, who are they? They are like a limbs, okay, of the Supreme Personality Godhead. So when Krishna honors them, he is respecting his own dedicated energies. As I mentioned, I am a manager. I have to respect my leaders first, my team leaders. Yes or no? So just like a CEO is respecting all his department heads, and then the employees automatically respect his department heads. This is what exactly. See, all these points are very important, and practically we should apply in our day-to-day life, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Yeah. So let me ask a simple question. Okay, I could not think of a complex questions for this year. Okay. I'll just ask one question. Maybe someone else who has not answered can answer. Can we imitate Krishna? Okay. Can we imitate Krishna on some of these activities? And what should be our attitude when we are when we are going for a temple of a demigods? Okay. What should be our mindset? Anybody wants to try all this? We understand the Leela and what
Hare
Krishna is
Krishna
doing.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Whatever Krishna does is Leela. Whatever we do is not Leela. But we should follow his example. While going to demigods temple, we should respect them, but we should not take prasadam of every god. And we should always show our we should always follow and realize that Krishna is the ultimate Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we should be very humble and show our humility to others, respect others.
माताजी
and
आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
No, it is coming, Mataji. It is coming.
No, we are able to hear. Yeah.
We are able to get.
we show respect to demigods, and but we should worship Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
And we should honor everyone else. That should be, and we should ask them to grant Krishna Prema. You went to a Shiva temple, ask, he's the greatest devotee. He's a Pradhama Vaishnava. Who can give us bhakti? A Vaishnava only can give us bhakti, right, Mataji? So we should ask Shiva, Lord Shiva, please bless me. Please bless me to have Krishna bhakti. Okay. On Prashadam Mataji, different people, different devotees have different opinion. Maybe at end we will ask Sharat Prabhuji to comment. Yeah. Yeah, I will leave it there. I have a different opinion on that. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. So thank you, Mataji. Thank you for that. So let's move to the next themes. Hare Krishna. So I'm just moving the slides. Hope you are able to see them. Yeah. See, again, encouraging direct devotion. Okay. So the Prabhuji has drafted another wonderful theme, encouraging direct devotion. Instead of indirect devotion, he is always preferred to have a direct devotion. See, Krishna said that even if you are, okay, having some devotion on the demigods, actually they are worshipping me. But that is indirect. But if you see, Prabhuji, as Prabhuji mentioned, in 7.2, 7.2, 7.23, Krishna clearly explained us. Those who worship the demigods, okay, do so due to the material desires. And they get the benefits. They are going to get the benefits, but it is going to be very temporary. Yeah. So it is going to be very. So as an intelligent people, okay, as a practicing devotees, what is that we want? We want a permanent solution. So permanent solution is always a direct devotion. Okay. So let us ask one question, encourage others to participate. Okay. Very simple question, Prabhuji Mataji. Okay. What is the benefit of a direct devotion? Direct devotion, direct. Why do you think that direct devotion is more beneficial than demigod worship? Anybody wants to answer?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Direct devotion to Supreme God gives permanent and long, complete result of our desire.
Yes, yes.
To demigod,
Yeah.
worship to temporary result.
Yeah, temporary results.
प्रभु
Yeah.
जी यहाँ पे एक दूसरा पॉइंट है, मैं कैन आई ऐड?
Yes, yes, Mataji. Go ahead.
हाँ प्रभु जी, डेमीगॉड वर्शिप जो करते हैं उनका श्रद्धा उनमें फिक्स हो जाता है। फिर जैसे वो एलिवेट होते हैं, जितना जैसे वो उनका इंटेलिजेंस बढ़ता है, तो वही डेमीगॉड फिर उनको भगवान की तरफ डाइवर्ट कर देते हैं।
Okay.
वो भी एक पॉइंट है प्रभु।
Okay, Mataji. Yeah.
I would also like to add, if I may, if we have time.
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Mataji. Go ahead.
So
It's all
I'll
good.
just I'll just thank you, Prabhu. I'll just take an analogy of corporate world and how things work. Say for example, I have a request for getting something, some software on my computer.
Mm.
So if I start applying a form, application form,
Mm.
first I put to my immediate superiors,
Mm.
and then they have to first approve it. Then it goes to their superiors. They have to approve it. Then it goes to the final person who approves it on the whole software. So
Yeah,
it
yes.
is a
I did.
long process. It is a long process. You lose time in that.
Mm.
So here also, if we approach demigod, because for our fruitive results requirement, at first you go to demigods, you put your application to demigods saying that I desire this, can you please give me? Demigods checks our accounts and says that no, I'm not the sanctioner. I have to go to Krishna and I have to ask him for his approval. So then it takes a long time. So if you have to progress in sadhana bhakti, it's quicker if you go directly to Krishna.
Wonderful example, Mataji. Thank you very much. In fact, we can think of this example when we get some different thoughts in our mind. Yeah. Wonderful example. Thank you. Okay, let's agree with this. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So let us
प्रभु जी
move to the
दूसरा
next
भी एक
thing.
एग्जाम्पल हो सकता है, एक लिफ्ट है और
हाँ,
एक स्टेयरकेस है।
हाँ.
स्टेयरकेस में जाएंगे तो टाइम लगेगा, लिफ्ट जाएगी फटाफट जाएगी।
Yes, perfect. Perfect.
But
Yeah,
Prabhuji,
this is
whatever we demand to Lord Krishna, he offers us whatever it is good for us.
yes.
Maybe timely, sometimes you may not feel it suitable for yourself, but Lord knows the further plans in detail. So demigods, they will give you the benefits, but those may not be proper for our upbringing in spiritual life.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. See, okay. Going to the next theme, which is theme 5. See, there is something like a contextual teaching. Okay. So what does it mean by this wonderful theme? Actually, Prabhuji has drafted. I don't know how we got this idea of drafting this particular theme, contextual teaching. See, at the time of Vedic society, the rituals yajnas, okay, are very common. Yeah, are part of a dharmic life. So by engaging these activities, Krishna is not actually contradicting his teachings in Bhagavad Gita. So in fact, he is connecting with the society, okay, of his time and guiding us. Yeah, this is called actually contextual teaching. Teaching the people according to their current level of understanding. Yeah, in our current understanding, you can't do yajnas. There is no material for us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, go directly to Krishna. Sit and chant. That itself is yajna. Yeah. So contextual teaching changes from time to time. For that, we need Guru. So today, Balaram Jayanti, Hare Krishna. So unless you don't have Guru, okay, in our life, Prabhuji's Mataji's, you cannot understand. What is it I have to take? In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is so vast subjects, Prabhuji's Mataji. What is it you have to take in that? What is it you have to practice? It's not possible for us to implement. Yeah. So it's a very, very important theme. Okay. And also explaining the importance of our Guru Parampara, our Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, everybody. So hope you all agree with that, my point. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Let's actively participate, okay, in these themes, Prabhuji's Mataji. Now I'm moving to the next slide. Yeah. So here we have something like divine opulence and human simplicity. So let us understand what is this particular talk he's talking about, and then we'll go for Q&A. Yeah, in this chapter we see Supreme Lord, that all-powerful Krishna, engaging in a simple, almost domestic exchanges. Yes or no? What is it he is doing? I have I just explained. Okay, his divine opulences again is the backdrop of everyday simplicity. Okay, he is helping his queens. The Lord engagement with his devotees shows that we don't need any abandon ordinary life. We don't need to abandon our Grihastha life. That is what he's teaching us. Let me explain what is all he is helping. He's helping his children. At some place, said like babysitting kind of thing. At one place, he's arranging marriages for his daughter or son. At another place, he's helping his wife on doing some activity in his home. At some place, he's worshipping Brahmanas who came to his house. He's giving dakshina. It's like, what are all the activities we do know exactly he's doing? Yeah. We don't need to. That is what he's teaching us. We don't need to abandon any of our ordinary life. Okay. So when it is done in a right conscious, okay, even a simplest act, it can be a devotion. I am just cooking, but what is my consciousness? I'm just cooking dal and rice. But what is my consciousness? I'm going to offer this to Krishna, but Krishna is going to eat for sure. If that is my conscious, this is a devotional service. Yes or no? Agree, disagree? Prabhuji's Mataji. So he's giving that as an example to all of us. Okay. So let us move to some questions. Okay. So what, according to you, what is the significance of Krishna's living like a simple family man, despite being a supreme? Anybody wants to try it out? You can just pick up some words from the. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a very nice topic, and this is nice to see that how Lord is teaching us. So one thing, suppose the Lord there's a gap between you and the Lord. Only what we'll do, you will fold hand and Lord, you be there and I am here. So there's nothing. Krishna comes and performs the Leela. When we are talking Leela, he performs human-like Leela, where we can see, yes, we are like him also. Even though we are not him, but we are also like him. So he connects with us, with the various Leelas. As you mentioned, performing marriages, Dharma, Artha, Kam. Like that's what he's doing it. Following a dharma, he's doing he doesn't earn anything. He performs the kamas like organize everything. So when we see that, hey, Lord is the one of us, kind of one of us, but at the same time, he is the supreme, he is the compassionate, he is the owner. We see he is the divinity also. So it's easy to connect. Otherwise, always there is a very big gap between. There won't be rasa, there won't be relishment. It will be just like master and servant kind of relation, and there won't be anything. Even at least in dasya, there's a kind of rasa is required, right, to surrender utterly. Other, if that rasa doesn't exist, then it's just like a tyrant king, ordering his people to just surrender, that kind of. So he shows through various things, various activities, and by seeing that activity, if you come to know Maharashtra Vitthal, so many activities he performs. This is not a place to discuss, but through that he encourages, he helps us to connect with him. Hey, Lord is like one of us. And through him gradually we connect with. I think this is the central theme of this particular thing. That's what I can see that project.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Wonderful, detailed answer. So let's move to
प्रभु
the
जी,
next.
यहाँ पे एक दूसरा पॉइंट भी आता है कि प्रभु जी की यहाँ पे हम फ्री विल को यूज करते हैं. भगवान जो दिखाते हैं ये मैं भी करता हूँ, तो दिस इज अवर फ्री विल कि हमें ये करना है कि नहीं करना है.
Yes.
भगवान जो अच्छे से करते हैं वो हम करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा हमारा प्रोग्रेस होगा, अगर नहीं करते तो फिर हमारा डिग्रेडेशन हो जाएगा.
Yes, Mataji. Wonderful.
Prabhuji, there is another point also that we should divert all our daily activities to spiritual realization. We should direct all our activities towards Krishna.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Thank you. All are right answers. All of you all participating very well and adding more value here. Thank you very much. So let's move to the next theme, that is service and devotion. And this is also very easy to understand because, like, as ISKCON devotees, we participate in a lot of services. Okay. So here the theme is what? Seva or devotion service. Particularly here it is been exemplified for Rukmini Devi, through Rukmini Devi. That is what we learned last week. Her actions are not just loving acts, they are saturated with a humility and dedication. Yes or no? True service is, we should not be feeling it as a burden to these Mataji's. Okay? It is like a transformative experience that connects us with the divine. You know, what is that I'm expecting a return in the acknowledgement? No. Is Rukmini Dev doesn't even expect, acha kiya. Nice. It's a pure 100% devotional service. That is giving lot of satisfaction. That is what is being glorified here. Service and devotion. Are you doing with love? Or are you doing it as a duty? Yeah. If you are doing with love, right, duty is already there in that. Agree, disagree. So let's not do anything with a duty as for the sake of doing it. I am supposed to do, let me do it. No. If you are doing with love, right, duty, responsibility, everything will be mingled with. Yeah. So let's have one question here and then move on. So according to you, what is a takeaway from you from the Rukmini Mata's devotion service? Okay, in our life. At a high level, we discussed actually. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji's Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
We can, a duty, serving is not only a duty, but it connects us with the Supreme Lord.
Yes. Anything else you want to add, Mataji?
When he as a queen, thousands maid servant, in spite of those maid servants, she is doing all the duties towards Krishna selflessly with great devotion, with great love.
Okay. Yeah.
मुझे यहाँ पे हमें ये श्लोक कनेक्ट कर सकते, सवे पुंसा परो धर्मो ये तो भक्ति अधोक्षते अहेतुकीय प्रत्ययतया आत्मा सुप्रसिद्ध.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. So we have to take the Bhagavatam stories and see how can we adapt in our life, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Yeah. So now let us understand the next theme is the role of the sage. So we see that Narad Muni is traveling sage, playing a key role in observing and narrating the divine pastimes. Okay. Actually, it is not at all passive. It is symbol of he is spreading the spiritual knowledge. Okay. Okay. He doesn't watch actually. Actually, he absorbs and questions. Okay. And shares the knowledge to everybody, depending upon that particular time. Yes, sir. So he's actually bridge between divine and human. You understand my point, Prabhuji's Mataji's? He exactly connects between the people who are looking for the knowledge, who are looking for the bhakti, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. See, I'll just ask one question. Okay. Why Narada Muni role is very crucial, okay, in our spiritual world, in our spiritual understanding. Any one of you can add and then move on. I'm running out of time actually. Okay, but this is very, very interesting. After I started a bit late, but let me take 5 more minutes and then
we have a lot of time. Please go ahead. We just have 5 slides, so you can take your time.
Okay. Thank you, Professor. So anybody who wants to participate, today we are having very good conversation. Yeah. So why the Narada Muni's role is very crucial in our spiritual life? Okay. How do you understand?
One is he's the instructing, like he's the very, very staunch devotee, right?
Okay.
So, and he's in our Guru Parampara, Brahma Narad Madhava Parampara. And then he's a transcendental spaceman. He has the authority, and he's also a very very wise and smart person. Through the way he does the act actually makes it interesting and instructive.
Yeah.
That's what.
Okay. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Okay, so as Joe Prabhuji started very nicely, just one more Narad Muni, that all that represent, but also here it's a mention that Narad Muni represents love for Krishna, and through him we learn the divinity also.
Perfect.
Through Narad Muni,
Yeah.
if you look at, you can give multiple example, even Srimad
Multiple.
Bhagavatam. So lot of that coming down, he is in parampara, but every state he knows what is the Lord, and he brings a message from the Lord to a common people. So he connects a common people with the Lord, and we see many examples of Prahlad Maharaj to you name that example, like great examples we have seen. They went to the bhakti. Why? Because he's such a humble. He knows the divinity. He connects with the people. He wants to share his divinity. He is a messenger of the Lord to give the knowledge about the Lord. I think that's what it mentions here. His experience illustrates the significance of spiritual seeker to bridge the divine and human realms.
Perfect.
That higher, because he has access to the spiritual world, he has access to the material world. He goes everywhere. We trust him, right? So bridges the gap between these two.
When Vyasadeva wrote so many Puranas, then finally he came and said, "What did you write? Why do you want to write so much of Karma Kanda?" In fact, he chastised in first canto. Yes, Prabhuji? Yeah. And he has put in Vyasadeva in right direction, and he wrote Bhagavatam. And that is what is the last Shastra. Thank you, Prabhuji.
May I add one more, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Narada Muni, if we see all of the Bhagavatam stories and everything, what we hear, Narada Muni is a very, very highly realized soul through his personal experience, and he is a universal Siksha Guru. He's a universal Siksha Guru. There are a lot of stories that he has imparted this knowledge through his own personal realization to Mrigari. You name the hunter, you name the sages, you name, Prahlad Maharaj, everybody have heard Narada Muni narrating the pastimes of the Lord, and Narada Muni narrating the realizations. So he's a direct via medium to realize that if anybody asks you, have you seen God, we would say that we have not. But Narada Muni has a direct connection, and then he is sharing his realization, he is sharing the pastime. So that has got more potency and more value.
Value and relevance.
Relevance,
relevance for us, day to day. Thank you. Very, very nice. And another wonderful theme came here, that is diversity of divine activities. This is really so amazing thing. So let us understand this. Okay, if you see, the Krishna doesn't restrict himself to one kind of role here. Okay, if you understand, he played king. He is like a father. He's a friend. He's a diplomat. Okay, and whatnot. He's everything. Yeah, he's husband. So actually, what is that is for us? His life shows that the spirituality is not opposite to the worldly life. Okay, we can be very happily participate in all these lives. Okay, any of these roles we can play. Okay, this challenges the idea that, okay, if you want to be spiritual, no, you should only renunciate everything. No. Some people say, if you see the outside Krishna conscious world, no, people just renunciate, go off and go to the forest. No, that is not the case. Instead, in this Bhagavatam is explaining, instead of even in a family life, okay, family life, and with social duties, one can grow spiritually. Okay, if one is consciousness is aligned with the divine, see that divine in our day-to-day activities. You're drinking, see that. What did Krishna say? I am the taste in the water. Remember Krishna. That is what he's trying to explain, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Yeah. So let us understand little bit interaction from you all. And this is very easy chapter to understand, and also very little relevance for Grosthas. We are Grosthas, right? Yeah. Okay. So what it is teaching us, Prabhuji's Mataji's, in our own words, Krishna's diverse activity, okay, and teaching us, and how it will help to in our life to in spirituality. How does it help? And then we move on to the next thing. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to try it out?
Yeah, I will start, Prabhuji. So others can also jump. It's a very nice thing. Again, same continuation. Diverse means various activities, right? It is not a, it is a mention here, a very nice word. This theme fosters the philosophical exploration of the idea that spirituality is not confined, very nice, to rituals and renunciation. Normally we say doing puja and renunciate means don't this, that's the only thing. But here Krishna getting married, performing his daughter's marriage, he's giving gifts, cows gifts to Brahmana. And tomorrow's like today Prabhuji will be explained much more daily activities, we'll go through that. So so he says that again Lord, worshipping, there's a connection. There's a, he says I'm one of you, and but whatever you do, it can be a spiritual life, right? For example, it's a responsibility, and responsibility comes like a daughter's marriage, right? Here also we see that. So it's a responsibility of the father and mother, right? So again he says that through that it can be divine activity, it cannot be just neglected, it's a mundane activity, it is a divine. So he is taking us through all bits and pieces, all different aspects of the human life, like family life or human life or individual. So it is not only the austerity, there, but because austerity doesn't have philosophy, austerity doesn't have rasa. There's no relishment. So Krishna is not a dry god. Krishna is full of rasagrahi, right? He is a rasa raj. So he involves us through all these things. Whatever you do in daily activities, if they are performed for me, that becomes spiritualized, right? That's what again underlying message here. That's what we see. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Prabhuji,
Let's
in
move.
all of our activities, we should connect with Krishna, and it is the intention which is very much important than the action.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All are right answers. Thank you, Prabhuji. So I'm going to the next theme: the nature of reality and illusion. Okay, because we are running out of time, I'll just ask one question on this particular slide and move on. So, any of you, okay, can explain, because definitely easily you could explain. Okay, why it is so important for us to understand the difference between what is Brahman and what is Maya? Okay, how do you differentiate? Hare Krishna. Is the question is clear, Prabhuji's Mataji's?
It is, yes, so it's super important because
Yeah.
that is the basis or start of the, I would say, spirituality. Like, first is, it starts with, I am the soul, not this material body. And then next, okay, what does this soul depend on? What is it connected to? So it's dependent to the super soul or the Lord, who can be realized in three features, right? Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Now, without that understanding, I think it's very, very difficult to conceive the next level, which is worshipping. Of course, there might be a person who has full faith, complete faith. That means he or that person or devotee already has this level of understanding. I don't know if I answered your question. Is that the
Yeah. Well, yeah. How do you differentiate? Anybody wants to try to? Yeah. You're there. You're there. Okay. That is
Yeah,
fine.
again, so again, going on the same thing, the reason why we are in material, this is the Shashwat Dukhalaya, right? So it is a Shashwata and Dukhalaya. So we want to come out, right? We want to also Satchidanand like a Lord. How can we do? Unless until we have something up beyond that, right? We hang on something. And that's what Prabhuji gave a nice example. We are, reality, we are not material body, right? We are the spirit. So that once have that understanding, connect with the reality, what is there, we know the path. Even Bhagavatam also, as Mataji was explaining, right? So Vyasadeva saw when he does write so many things, but there was no sufficiently glorified. What he does, he sees the material unhappiness in material world, he sees spiritual, and he sees the missing link between them. And that's what he established and wrote about, right? What was missing, right? So link to connect with the Lord. We forgot that. That's a very nice point to connect here. Yeah, that's what is. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So let's move on. The purpose of divine incarnations. So many times we discussed, okay, why Krishna came here. There are multiple reasons. There could be external reasons, internal reasons. Quickly, anybody wants to comment, okay? Now, what is the purpose? Why Krishna take the incarnations according to the scriptures? Quickly, just 2-3 points, and then we move to the next thing.
So, like two things, right?
Answers are here only, actually. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like he says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritrana sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam. So he incarnates so to relieve the pain of his devotees, or his non-devotees or practicing devotee like us, so we can talk about him and then purify ourselves. And then for the miscreants, they will be punished, which is the least of his preference, because that he can do anyway. But his coming here is more to give the pleasure to his devotees.
Thank you, Prabhu. Let's move to the next slide. Already 7:29. Okay. So I'll take maybe
you
5
may go ahead, Prabhu. You can take more. As I said, there are only 4 slides today. So
oh, is it? Okay. Only 4
I have
slides.
only 4 slides, so you can
Oh,
take
is it?
time.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. I think, there's so much interaction today, actually. So let's go to the next theme, that is transcendenting duality. It's very interesting topic, actually. There is a dual nature, okay? Direct challenge in this duality code. Yes or no? For example, good, bad, everything is there, right? What ultimately we have to come out? We have to come out of this dualistic nature. Correct? You all agree. But actually, whatever Krishna is, that is translated duality. Okay? Let us understand. When Krishna is interacting equally with the kings and sages, okay, and with kings and ordinary citizens, he's giving same importance, in the sense like he's giving time to them. Okay, he's giving time to them. So this is very interesting to understand. He is taking care of every small thing in the entire thing, in the entire Dwaraka properties. Not only Dwaraka, in the Hastinapur. Yes or no? Agree, disagree? That is what we need to understand. Even such a small thing, he is taking care. He is giving attention. Yes or no? So how does Krishna's conduct, okay, how does, by this particular behavior, how do we come out of this dualistic nature? Any thoughts on that? Sanjay Prabhuji, Raksha Mataji. Is a question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. अगर ड्युअलिटी में से बाहर निकलना है तो हमें ये करना चाहिए कि शास्त्र के साथ जो जाता है वो रास्ता लेना चाहिए, तो हम ड्युअलिटी में से बाहर निकल सकते हैं, वरना अगर मटेरियल लेवल पे जाएंगे तो फंसते जाएंगे अंदर.
Yeah, very good answer. Any other tries, Prabhuji, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I mean, basically, even in Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvam Jnana Plavenaiva Prijanam Santarishashi. I think so. So he's saying that if we want to come out of the dualities, we need to take, as Raksha Mataji said, the port of the wisdom we need to take as a shelter. So even we are in the duality, even we are the greatest sinner of the sinners. So then we'll come out of this one, that wisdom. Again in Krishna, connected to 7.19, that this wisdom is culminated in the bhakti itself. That's what he stated. So just I thought I had that one.
Wonderful. Raju Prabhu, thank you very much, Prabhu. So now we are moving to chanting and glorifying Krishna's fasting. We would have heard so many sessions on this particular topic, chanting and glorifying Krishna's fasting. So I am directly entering into these particular questions. So I'll just ask very fundamental question. Why chanting is considered as so fundamental devotional practice for us? Basic, very fundamental, very core. Why it is being considered? Anybody wants to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The chanting the name of Lord is the name, and the Nam and the Nami are non-different.
Yeah.
It's absolute.
Yeah.
And when you are calling Krishna sincerely, attentively, he's very merciful that he's present for you. That is why inattentive chanting is one of the offenses, because If you're inviting a guest home and you're locking your doors and then you're going away, that means like you're disrespecting the guest. Similarly, when we are chanting, if you're not putting in full focus where the Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in front of you, that means you're inattentively chanting and you're disrespecting Krishna. So chanting, that is why you make a direct connection with Krishna.
Thank you. Yeah, wonderful. And also there is another question I would like to ask. There is something like a communal chanting. Okay. Together we do Sankirtan. So how does it will help us in the spiritual progress? Anyone can try this. Why communal chanting? Congregational chanting is so important for
For this,
congregational.
yes, yes, Mataji.
Congregational chanting, if it is being chanted loudly, that means Sankirtan, then it elevates every jiva. Even though the animals who are on the low platform of consciousness, they do also get the benefit rather than just doing chanting at home with ourselves. Yeah, it does help.
Yeah, good. So it's basically a collective energy, is it, when you're doing it together? Yeah, collective energy is very important and shared focus. Even if I am not attentive, I see others. How wonderfully they are doing, how wonderfully they are connected to Krishna. Let me switch off everything, connect Krishna. Yeah, so that will come.
Yeah, Prabhuji, also on that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated Yoga Dharma with congregational chanting, because personal chanting was happening also in Satyuga, because individually they were meditating on the Lord, right? That Satyuga. But if you look at in Kali Yuga, as Mata said, that is a very that is one of this, because it's a collective, right? So it encourages collective. We saw gopis, right, in previous some of the chapters, how the gopis together they could enforce the love, right? More as a congregation than individual. And also the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated congregational chanting. So this is the Yuga Dharma. So it is not individual, also congregational, right? Both are required.
Good. Thank you. Let's move to the next slide. I think a couple of more slides are there. I'll try to wrap up. Okay. So here, the more comments from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So here we will see. Okay. See, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has emphasized the omnipotence of Lord Krishna. Yes, sir. Who although being one, but manifested many forms simultaneously. Each form engaging intimately and personally with each one. Yes, sir. When I read all these things, so wondering, means Krishna can give time even for me, such a tiny soul I am. If I want, if I am qualified, if I do that level of devotion service. Yes or no? Agree, disagree? So I want to ask you one personal question. Okay, some one or two can answer this. What is that is touching you all? Okay, and what kind of relation? Okay, tell us about our relation. What kind of relation? Okay, with Krishna. What is that you are thinking by understanding? He's spinning with 16,000 plus spins, and everyone at a parallel. So with this, what kind of thoughts is coming in your mind, Prabhuji's Mataji? We need to have desire, Prabhuji's Mataji. We need to have desire. Unless you have desire, it will not be fulfilled. You understood my question?
Yeah, Prabhuji. So this is, I think, Charu Prabhuji also it's mentioned. This came again and again. I'll just take a 5 second. I have a neighbor. He's a Punjabi, Sardarji, and he sees a chanting, Krishna's name, and he doesn't like, he hates Krishna like anything, but he likes Ram. And ask why. He says, how can he live with 16,000 wives? That is the problem. So unless until you understand Krishna's divinity, we saw that if the 16,000, how he lived separately. So he's not a normal human being. He is beyond that, because also in one of thing we saw the Saurabh Muni, right? He could expand only 50, 49 plus 1, 50. That is as a one person, but Lord can do anything. Right, so even though his acts work like all ordinary people, at the same time he doesn't lose his divinity. Here again, two things are the same Lord, different places, same time doing different activities also. Right, we saw that. That is his Achint, so Lord Achint.
Yeah. Okay.
activity. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. At least it will give a feeling saying that if I have a desire that I want to play with Krishna, it is possible. Yeah. Because he can spend with billions of souls as well, individual souls. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody can have a separate personal time with Krishna. This particular Leela has given that kind of indication to me. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice. Very nice. The role of devotees. Okay. Especially the Narada Muni visit. Yeah. See, Krishna has washed Narada Muni's feet, even though he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why do you think he has done that? Hare Krishna.
Because he has a great respect for Brahmanas and Rishis, Muni,
Okay.
all.
Okay.
एंड ही पर्सनली वो दिखाना चाहते हैं कि कैसे रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए. अगर घर में भी कोई भी सेंटली पर्सन आता है तो हमें उनका बहुत अच्छे से रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए, आवकार करना चाहिए और उनकी सरबराह करनी चाहिए.
Perfect. Perfect. So I'll just add one part here. Krishna values love over position. Agree, disagree? Prabhuji's Mataji's? He
Yes,
gives
sir.
more importance to love over what designation we have. And he honors the relationship, okay, devotional relationship with more than actual social status. That is what we need to understand. Yeah. Okay. So the next part is teaching through examples. Okay. That is what Vishnuvat Chakravarti Thakur also has mentioned. So I think we have so many examples from the Bhagavad Gita as well. Okay. Why he has honored the Devatas and all. In fact, initially we discussed in length, but this is what again repeating the same. So let us move to the next themes here. And the next theme is what? Theme 4, that is simultaneity of time. Okay. Simultaneity of theme. Okay. So this is another theme which is being talked here. So let us understand. And also, what is the other theme which is being covered here? Divine pastimes for the welfare of humanity. Yeah. So what is this divine pastime for the welfare of humanity? Even the Krishna's activities may appear like human life. Actually, everything is filled with so much of divine. Yeah. All his activities are so sweet and so intimate and so playful. Yeah. That is the reason they were eternally fresh. Everybody agrees or not, Prabhuji? So what is that is teaching is actually all these leelas are teaching prema bhakti. That is what Prabhuji also mentioned very, very clearly. Yeah. And also at the same time, he gives more importance to conduct and as well as for dharma. Yeah. So these are the 3 takeaways from here. So I will just ask very, very one fundamental question. Okay. I think everyone can answer. Even though whatever leela he participates, right? Okay, he follow rules at the same time. Yes or no? So, yes or no? So what is that he's teaching us? It's very, very simple question. Very, very simple question. Why does a new person, okay, who has not covered can answer this? A very, very basic question this is. He's a supreme person of the Godhead, but he still follow the rules. He doesn't violate any rule, anything. Anybody wants to try?
हमें भी प्रभु जी धर्म पे ही चलना चाहिए सबको. वी शुड नॉट अगेंस्ट स्क्रिप्चर नहीं जा सकते हैं.
Yeah, scripture now say you want to be role model, okay? Because
Yes.
we hear all his leelas, yeah. And then
Bhagavad Gita, yeah, Prabhuji, on that Bhagavad Gita says that whatever great people do, the common people follow, right? He gives that example.
yes. And this is the last slide which is talking about. So Vishnu Chakravarti commentary encapsulates the essence of Krishna's divine nature, the importance of relationship. See, we also should maintain the relation, Prabhuji's Mataji, with our wife, with our daughters, with our parents, with our grandparents. Okay. And maintain and follow the dharma and maintain the relationship. At the same time, okay, Krishna should be there in our mind. Okay. The Sharad Prabhuji and Charu Prabhuji are the best examples. They're the role models for us. Yeah. Hare Krishna, I'll stop here. I have taken so much time today, but this is really, really so wonderful chapter. And thank you very much for almost everybody participated. Yeah, today.
Okay, I have got a question for everybody.
Yes.
We heard about name of the Lord and the Lord himself. Who is greater?
Name is
Name.
greater.
Name of the
Name
Lord.
Name is
is
greater.
greater.
Name.
Name is greater.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
For construction of Ram Setu also, na?
but
So,
when I get time, I'll tell you a story also. Not
Sure,
more.
bro. If you have some time today, itself.
Then second thing, at times, in very many places, you would have seen the example of Krishna meditating. Like here also in Dwarka, Krishna also meditates. He meditates on whom or what?
Prabhuji, today he's teaching us, right? That daily activities.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
yes. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
As
let's
part
set
of
up the
that,
scene.
What?
That's
meditating
fine.
is there one line of. There is one sloka and translation that he's meditating. So Prabhuji is asking on what he's meditating. Prabhuji,
He's
wonderful.
meditating on his own
Upon on
self.
his
You have
all
to meditate on
energies,
that.
Prabhuji.
Okay.
All energies पे meditate करते थे.
Let us go through the lesson and we'll discuss at the end.
Sure, bro. Sanjay Prabhu, all yours. Sorry, I'm very, very sorry. I have taken more time.
No,
Okay,
no
but I
problem.
tried to
That
engage
was
everybody.
wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. That
Thank
was-
you very much. Prabhuji,
Okay.
Charge Prabhuji is really wonderful chapter. Very wonderful themes. I don't know how could you draft so many themes. Okay.
Yeah.
Dandavad pranams to you. From heartful Dandavad pranams to you.
Lot of thought goes in it.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranam. So let me share my screen and start today's chapter.
Really nice curtains.
Oh, yeah, they have always been there. Yeah,
Beautiful
thank you.
curtains.
Thank you. So let's go through this slideshow. From beginnings. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. And what a wonderful segue. And I feel so fortunate doing this class on this auspicious day. Again, all glories to Lord Balramji, who is our Adi Guru and the first expansion of the Lord, right? And again, wonderful slides from Prabhuji. I don't think I'll be doing enough justice by speaking through this. There will be faults, so please do bear with me. I will try to do as best as I can, right? So with all the background we have, now today's lesson is lesson 107 and tomorrow will be 108, a continuous, which again I will be fortunate. Like today is a day and tomorrow is 108. What a auspicious number again. Well, Bhagavatam is all auspiciousness. It doesn't matter what number it is, right? But today's chapter is chapter 70. This is Lord Krishna's daily activities. It starts with the whole summary of, as Radhavinath Prabhu and all of you mentioned, like the daily summary of activities of Lord Krishna, what he does from the when he wakes up, how he wakes up, what he does from the time he wakes up till the time he leaves to the assembly line for his office, right? So, which is for the Sudharma assembly hall, what all happens, that is being narrated. And then when he enters the assembly hall, which is his official like workplace, how is the mood and environment over there? How do people react? How is he placed? And then there is a specific situation here of this. There is a messenger who comes in and gives a update on 20,000 kings which are captive, who are devotees of the Lord but are captive to, but they are captive to this person Jarasandh, who is like what you call sort of a demon. I mean, of course, and that's why his job is to trouble and harass, and he's a staunch enemy of the poor. So in the wonderful picture, we see Lord Krishna sitting on his throne. There are these different poets, singers, musicians, dancers on the corner. They're trying to first, and we'll go through this in deep, but in a bit more detail. But they're trying to first set the mood of the Lord, and then he's served by his close associate. I guess this would be Uddhavji. And then there comes this messenger, and at the same time, there is Narad Muni who comes with another request. So Lord will get a conflicting set of requests, and then how does he deal? So let's read through. So Krishna's thoughtful approach underscores the importance of weighing responsibilities and navigating complex choices that profoundly influence countless lives. I think throughout our life, I see devotees that we always have an option. Option A is going away from Krishna. Option B is staying in service of Krishna. Um, if we sit down and think thoughtfully, the option and the choice to follow, I mean, the choices, the options, um, and the right thing to follow, which will take us closer to Krishna, actually is very clear. But in between, mind tricks us badly, right? And then that's where it's always difficult. At least I find it very difficult to comprehend which choice will take me closer to Krishna, because there is one choice which is for personal sense gratification, the other choice is of service. And then by default, because we are in this material mode, the choice, at least for me, happens to gravitate towards sense gratification. The mind tricks very nicely. Oh, anyway, this will be for the service of the Lord and all. The other option or other choice is to serve the Lord. Uh, Sometimes that wins, sometimes here. However, here it's about Krishna himself. He gets a conflicting situation, or he gets a request from two devotees or set of people. They are conflicting, and we'll see how Lord tries to address this. Actually, he knows everything. He knows what to do, but still, because as we discussed, right, he is playing a role of a mortal being. He's playing a role, right? He's all time all powerful of a mortal being here. Then how does he act? So at its core, this story emphasizes the essential qualities of compassion, duty, value, and seeking wise counsel. What does he do? He will seek a wise counsel of whom? Uddhavji, right? Epitomizing the very essence of dharma, righteousness, in effective leadership. So, as a leader, as a kshatriya, as a, prince, if that's the right word here, because he's not a king there, right? Because Yadus cannot be king, but he's a very central authority over there. He ensures that everybody is peaceful, happy, um, in right sense, and with the right direction. Uh, to some extent, we all at this stage, most of us I see are almost here in senior age group, right? So we have kids, wife, children, um, who look to us as leaders. So there's a lot to learn here, how a right leader acts, and hence the mention of the leadership. Aware of the monumental decision ahead, Lord Krishna, embodying wisdom and compassion, turned to his trusted minister Uddhava to discern which issue. What are the choices here? Defeating Jarasandha or facilitating Rajsuya demanded immediate attention. So both of them need to be done, but which one is a priority? And how should this be done? There are two requests here. There are two choices which we always have. Which one should we deal with? In this case, it's different. Lord Krishna, who to relieve first, what to give more attention. So that's, let's see. So now, daily activities of the Lord, right? So these are the themes of this chapter. Um, Prabhuji has put together nicely, I think 6 or 7 themes here. So let's go to them one by one. I think, as I said, the high level um, breakdown of this chapter is initially the daily activities of the Lord, then how the Lord enters the Sudharma hall, what happens there, he gets his conflicting, and then how does he deal. Part of that we already saw. He gets this conflict, so he will now ask Uddhava, and Uddhav will respond in the next chapter, which we'll see tomorrow, lesson 108. So, looking at the daily activities, this chapter vividly portrays Lord Krishna's morning ritual, showcasing his bathing, religious duties, deep respect for demigods and learned Brahmins. His unwavering commitment to fulfilling the desire of his subject exemplifies his profound care and leadership. So it's very nicely, elaborately mentioned that the Lord is like when he returns back from the work previous night, he has a good evening, and that is what actually the evening part we followed sort of. Well, there's no time gap there, right? So there's no morning, day. I don't know if there's a morning, afternoon, evening, but whatever. when he finishes everything and returns to his home, we saw in the chapter before, right? That and that's what Prabhuji very nicely covered today also, how the Lord enters Dwarika, each different home he is performing different activities. Narad Muni is a yogi. The topmost opulence a particular yogi may have is those Ashtasiddhi. He can expand, the yogi may expand himself herself into 9, 10, or whatever different form, but there is a limitation. Uh, it's like if the main form or one of the form raises the right hand, all other forms they clone it, right? Whereas here we see Narad Muni clearly sees, oh, and he's amazed that every different expansion of the Lord, which is technically called okay, this Vaibhav Prakash, if I'm right, which is technically that name, is able to perform different activities, right? We just covered in one, he may be playing and all. So 16,108 wife, he lies down with all of them and in a different form, in their different palace, right? So Radhavendra Prabhu mentioned his neighbor asking, like, why he marries so many wives? What is the problem? Right? He's a king. If kings in those days can have multiple wives, in today's situation, there are still people who can have, like, more than one wife. Here is Krishna, right? Why not? I mean, why only 16,000 would be the question, right? He is Paramatma. He is expanded infinitely and he is everywhere. So what is 16,000? It's just a very, very small number in that perspective, right? It's in one of a very small uh, galaxies, or like if he goes into in one of the very small galaxies and the smallest solar system, he might be doing this all over across many other places. So that's a viewpoint here. So he's able to do that. That's what he is. He's the Lord. And it is mentioned that the wives, they are like, they are very close to him. They are waiting for this moment. They embrace him tightly throughout. And the Lord enjoys that reciprocation. But in the morning time, Brahma Muhurta, wherein they do not have any alarm clock or other thing. It is through the natural cooing of the roosters or the cuckoos. That's when the Brahma Muhurta is announced. And at that point in time, even though Lord is having a very good time, he immediately wakes up. And Rukmini ji, who is representing all these 16,000 wife, as mentioned by our Acharya, although the Brahma Muhurat is very auspicious, they curse the cuckoos, they curse this Muhurat. They are very hateful of this. Why? Because that takes them away from the Lord, right? The Lord, although having the opulence, he is also totally detached. At any point, he can leave this. It's so difficult for us, right? So he's fully detached, and not just detached, but he is also playing that role. So he is teaching us that we have to be up in the Brahma Muhurat despite of what the situation is, how good it is, and then what we have to do. We have to first purify ourselves and then chant the glories of the Lord. And that is given in detail, will come in the slides as well. Like the Lord wakes up, he purifies himself through pure water, he then sit down and he meditates on his own self. Why his own self, right? So should we follow that? Should we also do that? Should we also sit down and meditate on our own? No, obviously not, because the Lord has to meditate on himself because he is the supreme person and he knows that. But yet to set an example, he will sit down, he will chant the proper mantras, and then he will get up and, like, the next thing he will do, as it is mentioned here, he is very, very, the Brahmanas and goes are very dear to him. Go Brahmana Hitacha. So he will decorate or worship all the cows and he give lot of charity to the Brahmanas. And then he will get ready. Um, he will get ready. He will put on all the auspicious markings and proper clothing, and then he will go to the assembly hall called Sudharma. So from the morning duties, very nicely, Prabhupada and our acharyas have elaborately mentioned the key takeaways. Rise in the Brahma Muhurat, there is a very, very important aspect, uh, it's a very important aspect because that's the time very auspicious. If we are able to get up and chant during that time, there is nothing comparative to that. We also discuss for us, just now we discussed like we cannot be in the direct audience of the Lord, but the Nam and the Nami, as Mataji said, the chanting of holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare are not different from being in association of the Lord. So through this tongue, when we chant the Lord, the holy name dances on the tongue, and we are in association of the Lord, that purifies us. And what a program, what a wonderful program Srila Prabhupada has given us, right? Yes, Prabhu. Anything? That early morning we wake up, we have this chanting session, then we read Bhagavatam, perform deity service or puja, or attend the Mangal Aarti if we can, and then start our day, right? So that was the morning ritual. The key points here again, the Lord thinks about himself because he's the Supreme Personality of God and he's setting the example for us. He does he meets all the seniors. So for us, if we have to emulate now, also we cannot copy the Lord. We cannot clone the Lord. We have to follow the instructions, right? We have to follow on his footstep, but not copy over. So the following here is we wake up early, we offer our obeisances, we greet the elders, the gurus, and then we start our day, right? So that is what I see as a way to follow, and this has to be done day after day after day with no break. Right. So, so with his unwavering commitment to fulfilling desire, yeah. So that's what he is. He wants to take care of his subjects. That's why he gives them lots and lot of charity. Like it's mentioned here, 13,700 and so cows he gives out daily, and more than that, right? I think huge number. Then he gets together, and Daruka, his charioteer, is waiting, right? The Lord, along with his associate, which is Uddhav, and one more associate is mentioned, I forget the name, Satyaki or Uddhav, someone. So along with them, he boards the chariot.
Satyaki.
Yeah, Satyaki. He will board the chariot, and then he will go towards the assembly hall, and that's where all the 16,108 forms of the Lord will come together. This is only Narad Muni witnessing, others cannot see that. And there is a glory mentioned of this Sudharma, right? That assembly hall. In this assembly hall, there is no problem like the three categories of issues we have in this material world is Adhyat, what's it? The kleshas, the Adhyatmic, Adibhautik, Adidhavik, right? So the problems that arise because of the nature, right? This recently what we see, there is just a simple cloud burst and there's millions of people washing away, right? So fragile, so dangerous is this world, right? And then uh, problem due to other people, and then problem like we see all there is continuous war, there is a problem with this chaotic situation the leaders create, then there is problem due to our own mind and our own will. But those who enter the Sudharma Assembly Hall, they do not see any such problems. Even they are not terrified by hunger, old age, all those disease. So a good cure to have, if we can find somewhere, maybe we can enter and be cured of all this. And main thing is it's association of the Lord we see, right? And then when once adorned, Krishna makes his grand entrance in the Royal Assembly Hall, embodying the brilliance of a moon amongst the cluster of stars. So how he looks, he's looking like a moon among the stars. And then when he enters there, the musicians serenade him, creating an atmosphere rich with majesty and reverence. So this, as I was reading, this is also a point here, right? So in today's day, when we get ready, and we have to enter our daily work schedule in our office and all, how do we go? Like it's always a full atmosphere of worry, competition, anger, jealousy, whatnot. What has been done, what not has been done, what am I doing, where will I go, and all that. But here it is not like that. The start here is there are different musicians who make different sound, different rhythm. There are some jokers who do some joke for the pleasure of the Lord. Sometimes there is the Brahmanas who will come and chant different Vedic hymns. Sometimes there will be some Brahmanas who will chant glories of some exalted personalities. So what a way to start our work schedule, right? Not like, oh, just go in and be in the anxiety and add to it. Rather, okay, relax yourself, start, put the right mood, and then whatever we do will be beneficial to us and to those who we are serving, right? Not just only if we are working in a official environment, but if our job is to, do any sort of other activity like cooking or what, I think it's a good takeaway, right? At least we can attempt that. We can follow that, not imitate that. Okay, so then next we continue. Here, what happens is there is a request for intervention. So the beauty, authority, and the mood is all set. Krishna is sitting on this throne. What happens here is there is a messenger who urgently informs Krishna of 20,000 kings who have fallen in the clutches of Jarasandha, imploring Krishna to take decisive action for their liberation. Right? So there is a messenger who comes who is not seen usually. He walks in, he offers obeisances, and then he narrates the piteous state of those 20,000 kings. And there is a wonderful, there are few set of verses through which it is narrated. If time permits, I mean, I've taken those notes and I will just flip to that. So we go, as we know, Bhagavatam is all about prayers, right? So there are these wonderful prayers, how the kings put out their request or piteous state, which is to the Lord. And they mention, and they are very relevant to us, like how we are suffering in this world, why we are suffering, because of the forgetfulness of the position of the Lord, the forgetfulness of our own real constitutional position. Like Prabhuji was asking, why should we know about the Brahman, the difference between the Brahma and Maya? Why? Because that's a basic start. If we don't know, then we will always be considering ourselves in the material world and will always be in that ignorance. So that is a start point. And once we realize what we need to do, so there is a very good structure to that prayers. They recognize their situation. They recognize the authority of the Lord. They they take they also accept the fact that, they are wrong. They are in a wrong state. They accept their situation. They accept their fault. They also say that probably most likely we are facing this because of our own past karma, right? So that is very important. Here I see we are often faced by different situation, and then the first question might come, oh, why me? I am the devotee of the Lord. Why should I get this? Definitely I do that. I am chanting, I'm doing this much, at least I should get more privileged way. But that's not the way they see. They are in a very, very piteous state. They are the kings who have taken, they are the Kshatriya kings. The duty of Kshatriya is to be on the side of Dharma. And they have taken that, they have defied the authority of Jarasan, right? So then Krishna may say, the Acharya say, okay, Krishna may say, oh, you were on the right path, then what happened? Why you were not able to defeat Jarasan? Because they say, oh, Jarasan has that, he's so powerful, he has power of like 10,000s or thousands of elephants. Who can defeat him? So they were captivated. At one time, these were controllers, kings, and now they are prisoners who are like put in a very piteous state, right? Still, they have that understanding, oh, we are facing this because of possibly our own past karma. So that is a humility. I think we should always understand that what we have is the mercy of the Lord, the positive. The difficulty we are facing can be only one of the two things. It's either our past karma or Krishna is helping us to be detached from this situation and get on to the next level of our devotion, right? To proceed in our devotion. So those are the wonderful structure of the prayers. And finally, they glorify the Lord and they request the Lord to relieve them from this situation if he finds that appropriate, right? So that's always in ISKCON, all the senior devotees always put the prayer and then they begin with or end with that if you find appropriate. Like we don't know the whole situation, we don't know we don't even know what is good or bad for us, but this is a situation we think we should be relieved. So our dear Lord, if you find it appropriate, please relieve it. Okay, so that happens. This is the note of the messenger. At the very same time, another wonderful thing happened, which is Narad Muni. Here we see a very wonderful picture. He arrives. His appearance is glorified. He's golden hair, matted locks, having the veena, singing the glories, and he arrives. What happens here? Now, this is again instructive, right? So, as soon as Krishna sees Narad Muni, he gets up from his throne, he starts serving him, um, he glorifies him. He puts down, he touches, he puts a dandavat. He, like Krishna being a king, he, touches his head to the lotus feet and offers obeisances. And then he will make him sit, give him a good position. And then he glorifies Narad Muni first, that, oh, sage, you have no duty to come to our royal palaces, but you come only for, our own delivery. Because you are, because you are merciful to us, you know what is our situation in this material. That's why purify us, um, to purify us and to give us the right direction for the people in the material world who are stuck in this dark hole, the dark well. That is what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, right? And even Prahlad Maharaj says that we are in this dark well, and the only light is the light given to us by this sadhus. So we should never, never, never undermine or feel less about the association and this society which Srila Prabhupada has built for us, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. And no matter where you go, any branch, one thing at least I find, there are like awesome devotees, wonderful devotees. Like um, one may externally, when I see my friends and others who come, they feel like, they, and even I, at some point, would have a perception that a devotee Brahman must be like this, chanting the mantras perfectly, doing this, and all that. We may or may not see in the devotees we interact with, but they have one thing, which is they have this desire to serve other devotees, to serve and follow the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, to follow the instruction which Krishna has given in Bhagavad Gita. That must be respected, and we must do our best to serve them. We must do our best to hear from them. Next week is Janmashtami, so all the devotees are so powered up, enthusiastic to do that in a grand best way. So we must do our best. If nothing else, then at least be in the celebration, participate in that, do our best. And if we can, then we must do all possible way to support them and spread this message, because that will then give us this mercy of all our acharyas. That will help us grow in our. So Krishna glorifies the sadhu, Narad Muni. He praises him, and then Narad Muni, what he does, he again sings prayers. He again glorifies the Lord. So he says, he glorifies the Lord that you are the Paramatma, you know everything. Yet it's your humility that you are asking me, okay, why am I here? And then Lord asked him the question Lord put to Narad Muni is, what are my cousins, the Pandavas, doing? Right? What are they doing? So you already know that, Lord, Narad Muni says, but you are asking me, but that's a glory. And then he also mentions about the water that touch your lotus feet become Gange. It's called Ganga in this earthly planet, Bhogavati in the lower planet, and in the Swarglok and higher realms, it's called Mandakini. So that is the water from your lotus feet, so purifying. And yet you are asking me, so that is your greatness. However, since you are asking me, I will tell you that your cousin, your devotee, King Yudhishthir. So Narad arrives with the news of King Yudhishthir's aspiration to perform illustrious Rajasuya sacrifice and seeking Krishna's presence and endorsement. Right. So Narad Muni says that the opulence of King Yudhishthir is almost like Brahma. He has all the facilities, he has everything, and yet he is your great devotee. He is aspiring to do Rajasuya Yajna. Why? Because so that he can establish your authority as a Supreme Personality. As a part of Rajasuya Yajna, there is one aspect where the key chief guest is worshipped. That would be you, and that through that he would then establish that you are the supreme authority, and there will be others, so many saintly people who will come, the demigods will come, they will all come. So it will be a huge assembly of devotees, exalted personality. What better can be there? So that's why we have to keep looking for such assemblies where all, I think Prabhuji again highlighted what a wonderful point, that what is the importance of this communal chanting, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, right? Chanting the Sankirtan, because through that, as Lord says, I am where my devotees glorify me. So we get the presence of the Lord, we perform wonderful Kirtan that benefits everyone and us, and yeah, it benefits others also, not just us. The whole place itself become like wonderful. So that is the motive of um, Yudhishthir, is what Narad Muni says, and he also prays and proposes that, my dear Lord, you must go to this Rajasuya Yajna and must establish Yudhishthir as the Chakravati Samrat, because he deserves that. And through that, it will be shown to the world that, look, this is what your devotees get, right? This is what your devotees get, right? Now, obviously, what happens? There's a dilemma. Okay? So Krishna, who's Lord of Lord, he's glorified by both. Wonderful, but he's having a dilemma. Again, that's not possible. So again, like, one obvious question that comes to my mind and would come to you. We just read Krishna had 16,108 forms, right? Why couldn't he have two forms additional and go to both? But this is Krishna. He's now he's performing a pastime to instruct us. So he's in a dilemma. Who should he honor first? Recognizing the gravity of both proposal, Krishna consult his wise minister Uddhava, right? And it is also written there. Krishna smilingly goes to Uddhava to deliberate over the pivotal choice. Should he confront Jarasan or prioritize the momentous Rajasuya? So then the acharyas, they look at every aspect of the Lord very, very like in a closer detail. So the verse says that Krishna smilingly looks at Uddhava. Why smiling? Why? Because he knows that Uddhava is so powerful, he's so wise, he's so exalted devotee, and because of that, he has all this intelligence. He will give the right advice. So Krishna is always smiling and happy when his devotees are glorified, right? So that's why he's smiling. So this is what, how wonderfully our acharyas observe every single minute details of the performance of the Lord, and then they elaborate for us, and then they let us know. So he goes to and he says, okay, what to do? So here Prabhuji tells us, what is the philosophical significance here? The integrate dance of duty and decision, the true leadership. Krishna's morning rituals serve as a testament to the vital role of personal discipline and devotion in the realm of governance. The conflicting proposal highlight the tension between immediate humanitarian action, should he rescue the captive king, and the long-term aspiration, the Rajaswi sacrifice, a powerful symbol of unity and strength. So he has a difficult choice to make. Should he rescue this captive king first, who have put this petition, or should we go for the Rajaswi sacrifice first? What should be prioritized? Right. Again, 16,108 forms, two more, 16,110 will not hurt, but Krishna is playing that role, right? So he's teaching you all will have this situation at some point in your life. Situation X or situation Y, then how do you think? How do you prioritize? What does Krishna do? He takes the counsel. And it is very important that the counsel is seek from the right person, a proper devotee who you can open up and trust. Even I think Jiva Goswami, right? He gives us that instruction as well that we must, how should be the dealing between the Vaishnava? There must be at least one or more devotees who we can what do you call, without any hesitation, completely open our heart and share. And again, this is our own leader, Charu Prabhu. You also instruct us. And we feel so fortunate, Prabhu, that you are also, I don't think you need our advice, but you always put your dilemma, your situation in front of us, and then you seek our counsel. I think you're very, very intelligent and blessed enough. But I really appreciate that. That teaches us that when you are in a tough situation, the ego might make you think, or at some point, like my foolishness might make me think that this is the right choice. I have to do this, but seek counsel. Go and have a counsel from the right person. If possible, preferably from exalted devotees. Even if not, there might be wise people around, right? Like your own wife, your own mother, your own parent, brother. There is no harm in seeking advice. I think if there's one takeaway here, that's very important. It is also beneficial to have advice from multiple. Of course, then you have to make a choice what is right way, and so don't rush up in critical situation or critical decision. Okay, further more themes, cosmic order and dharma. So again, Krishna's unwavering commitment to dharma, the religious duties. So these are the thematic elements now, and their philosophical understanding. So we'll go through them one by one. So the cosmic order and dharma, this is what we see from the morning duties of the Lord. There is this pravati mark, and there is also nivriti mark, right? So I will first read this. Krishna's unwavering commitment to dharma or religious duty, while skillfully navigating economic development and personal enjoyment, which is the praviti mark, dharma, artha, kama, that leads to the nivritti mark or moksha without segregation. His rituals and act of generosity highlight the critical importance of harmony and balance within the universe. So he has this strong discipline, and what a wonderful picture. Here it is, Lord Krishna meditating on his own self. So we must follow that discipline. We must have that discipline of having that uncompromisable daily routine of meditating on the Lord. And especially on days like today, when it is Balaram Appearance Day, then we should try to have more rounds. We must generously donate. How much should we donate? I asked one of the devotees, how much should I donate? He gave a very good answer. The amount you give should not be simple enough that you lose that and you don't even notice. Like maybe for some it may be 10 rupees, for some it may be 100, for some it may be 1,000, for some it may be a lakh. But it should not be too much so that you are in trouble. It should pinch you a little bit, right? That, oh, I have given this. So Janmashtami is coming. If you all don't have an avenue, I have, because ISKCON is building a wonderful temple here. So I can send you the QR code. Please donate there. I can guarantee you all of that and personal witness. They are doing very wonderful activity. in training up all the trapped souls, especially in place like this. Bangalore is a heavy dose of Maya, so I can share that. Otherwise, of course, you have your own areas, so please donate generously, right? So that will come back to us. The donation amount I just said out. So Dharma, Artha, do your discipline sadhana, do your work, and then do contribute your generously as well. The emphasis on dharma underscores the necessity of ethical conduct and moral responsibilities in our life. Philosophy teaches us that aligning our actions with the righteousness not only fosters personal fulfillment but also sustains harmony in larger cosmic landscape. This principle resonates across cultural narratives advocating for justice, moral integrity as a better as the better. So, oh, what a wonderful point here that through this, you will not just benefit others. That is secondary; it will come, but you yourself will be benefited as well, right? You will be in the alignment with what the Lord wants and what better happiness can. The second theme here: divine remembrance and meditative practice. Krishna's profound meditation upon himself during the sacred Brahma period before the sunrise underscores the vital value of self-awareness and spiritual introspection. Where are we today in light of the goal? What is our goal? Topmost goal must be to achieve that Krishna Prem. Um, I don't know, we may, or at least I cannot. So the advice I get from my counselor is that at least have the goal to reach the state of Nishtha, right? So we have this 9 or 7 stages, Shraddha, Sadhusang, Bhajan Kriya, then there is Nishtha. At least once we get that Nishtha, that is the uphill. After that, from Nishtha to Prema is downhill, right? So that's relatively easier. So at least have that map to reach the stage of Nishtha. How we can reach, this is given. Follow this discipline practice, follow the instruction that we can do, then Narad Muni arrives with the news of King Yudhishthira's aspiration to perform illustrious Rajasuya sacrifice, seeking Krishna's presence and endorsement. So this is the request from Narad Muni. We went through that. Okay. Mercy and divine intervention. So this is so important. The grace and mercy of the Lord, the grace and mercy of our own acharyas, our own peer devotees or senior devotees. Without that, we really cannot make progress. And Krishna gives us that mercy only through his devotees. Of course, it's coming from him, but that is the only channel or the agency we get that. So what is the point? As the supreme divine being, Krishna radiates mercy. Look at that. Yeah, wonderful. His appearance and direct interaction not only dispel ignorance, but also guide others towards the realization of profound spiritual truth. How is he radiating mercy? Through his devotees, through kirtan, through book, through reading of this, through this discussion, we get a lot of mercy. Right? So we must do everything so that we are here, we follow on this, we contemplate on this, as Prabhuji says, we read, we discuss, then we cogitate, and then we apply. Right? Krishna's merciful actions embody the philosophical notion of divine grace, guiding the individual towards self-awareness and liberation from ignorance. So we should have that self-awareness where we are, where we want to be, and how we will be. This belief in benevolent higher power engaged in human affairs reveals a profound connection between divinity and existence, suggested that seeking a relationship with divine eliminates one's purpose in life. Yeah. So our life, our purpose, our goal will be clear. It will be full of illumination. Things will be clear. And then only when, that's the first part, only when things are clear to us, the choices are clear, then we can apply and do. The next theme here is theme 4, separation and devotion. What are that? The Queen's heartfelt expression of anxiety at Krishna's departure illuminate the themes of longing and separation, critical in the dynamics of devotion. Their deep emotional connection enrich the narrative of divine love, revealing the intensity of attachment that defines these. So this is a theme, okay, that in the morning when they separate from the Lord, they have this intense anxiety, right? What is the philosophical understanding of this? Part B. Krishna's merciful action embody the philosophical notion of divine grace, guiding individual towards self-awareness and liberation from harm. So this is what we should aim for. This belief in a benevolent higher power engaged in human affairs reveals a profound connection between divinity and existence, suggesting that seeking a relationship with divine illuminates one purpose in life. So many of us may be ignorant of our purpose. Many of us, or many around we see, I think most of us here in this forum are at least clear theoretically, or I can say myself that, okay, theoretically we know what is right here, what we have to do. Now it is just matter of how much percentage of practical application we are able to do. But when we see around there, we do find people who really do not have that, right? So we illuminate ourselves and then we show this light to others as well. Okay? That is the reaching hand. We get engaged directly or indirectly. Okay. The final theme, we have theme 5. Krishna's, that is multiplicity of form. We just saw like Krishna can expand infinite. He is everywhere, right? So he's practically infinite or really infinite, right? So Krishna's ability to manifest in multiple form exemplifies his limitless nature and reinforces the concept that the divine is experienced through diverse manifestation. This principle affirms that individuals can connect with the divine through various aspects, enriching the spiritual journeys. That means Lord is infinite, he can be everywhere, he's the supreme controller. We can only recognize that, acknowledge that, and follow his teaching. There's no way we can imitate that, right? Yes, Lord Ram comes in a particular manifestation, he follows his Maryada Purushottam. That is to show a aspect of his manifestation or mercy. But Lord Krishna is the original form that is discussed by and authorized by Jiva Goswami and so many Goswamis. How and why is the original form and why not, right? He can have infinite wives, right? Or infinite opulence. He does, right? What is the philosophical understanding? The concept of Krishna appearing in various forms illustrate philosophical notion of divine omnipresence and accessibility. So he's omnipresent. In the prayers of Narad Muni, which we see, he also mentioned that he is omnipotent. That means any part of his body can perform any function. Whereas we in the material, we the soul who are entrapped in this material body are limited. Through our eyes, we can only see. Through our hands, we can perform other function. We cannot see through the hands. We cannot eat through the eyes. But Lord can do anything. Through his eyes, when we offer the bhoga and he sees, he blesses, he consumes, but nothing moves. It's all back there, and then we take his prasada. Right? So that is the notion of omnipresence. It invites contemplation of our interconnectedness, and the idea that divinity can be expressed in countless ways, adding depth and richness to the spiritual experience. This perspective challenges conventional perception, urging openness to multiple truths within the spiritual realm. Okay. Good. So I am on time. I'll just finish in another minute and then we'll have discussion. Finally, the conclusion. The Queen's heartfelt expression of anxiety at Krishna's departure illuminate themes of longing and separation. So that is the most Vipra Pralamba Bhav is the core theme of our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, where we worship, we aspire, or we have to aspire for that longing and separation. So our models are those devotees, exalted devotees in Vrindavan, and our acharyas like Jiva Goswami and other acharyas like Srila Prabhupada and his devotees, his disciples, who will walk us through or who will guide us through this, how to achieve this, which is critical in dynamics of devotion. Their deep emotional connection and rich narrative of divine love, revealing the intensity of attachment that defines these relationships. So what is the philosophical understanding of this? Krishna's merciful action embody the philosophical notion of divine grace guiding individual towards self-awareness and liberation from ignorance. This belief in benevolent higher power engaged in human affairs reveal a profound connection between divinity and existence, suggesting that seeking a relationship with divine eliminates the purpose in life. Yeah. So the key point is the highest goal is that Vipralamba Bhava, which we do not have at the moment. Of course, I do not have to aspire. There is a place where we look to for this aspiration. The devotees, acharyas, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, other wonderful books, Bhagavad Gita, that will give us that aspiration, the path, and we have to then follow. Through that, we receive this divine illumination, and that's something we don't have to keep to ourselves. We have to distribute. It is not like we receive and then we distribute. It is a simultaneous process. As we receive, we share as well, right? So I think that's where we end this chapter. Now, just a quick rehash because um, uh, I just made some quick notes. So before we open up, I would just like to revise through them so that I will ensure I did not miss something. So give me a minute. These are not official slides. These are just my notes so that I ensure I did not. So these are my notes here. So instead of going flipboard, I will just go through this quickly. Again, what our acharyas say, we follow the instruction of the Lord, but do not imitate. Because we have bodily limitation, all right, that's why I just said, right, the Lord is omnipotent, we are not. Krishna's existence is not relative, his existence is absolute, right? Our existence is relative because we depend on the sunlight, on so many other things to function. Krishna does not, he is absolute. The Lord in the morning rituals and all the activities, he perform all those activities like Tarpa as well. So he's setting an example for us what we have to do. The Lord is Go Brahman Hitacha. He likes, he favor, he respects the Brahmins and the Go, that is the cow, and that's what we have to do. We have to serve the Brahmins and the cows. Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that the word bhav in this verse indicates created beings. That's the component gives pleasure. Okay. Yeah. So okay, these are just my points here, so we can ignore. So basically, the point here is we follow the instructions of the Lord. The Lord is when he goes to the Sudharma hall, he's accompanied by Uddhav and Satyaki. So that's what we did. We went through. He resembled the full moon. Again, I covered this also. What they do in the Sudharma hall, I covered that also. Prayer of the captured king. Let's see if I covered the points. There is acknowledgement of the Lord's nature. There's a petition they put. They also say that we are unfortunate. We do not follow your instruction, like what is said in Bhagavad Gita, yat karosi, yat adnasi. Like always remember Krishna, never forget him. They recognize Lord's power. They were confused over one fact that how come like people like Jarasan, who are demons, but they are able to perform these acts, whereas we are the devotees and we are like suffering like this. So then they themselves conclude that it might be our own karma. Realization of material life futility, we cover that. Repentance and appeal for deliverance and recognition of Lord's past action. So they mentioned that, Lord, you defeated Jarasan 17 times. 18 times you appeared to be defeated, but you were not actually. He thought you were dead. That's your human-like behavior, but please relieve us. Then the praise of Narad Muni, I think I covered this all. Human-like pastime, Yudhishthira opulence, and then call for action that please come and say. Finally, in just last 2 minutes, because today is Lord Balaram appearance day, we should not conclude without glorifying the Lord. Srila Prabhupada says that Lord Balaram is a Sevak Bhagwan. He is teaching us the mode of service, and he's inspiring us to do that. It is Lord Balram who expands himself as Krishna's bed, throne, umbrella, ornament, weapon, and even the holy land of Vrindavan. In Dwarka, his mood is continued. He was the pillar of strength of Yadu dynasty and the gentle elder brother who kept Krishna and associate always close to him. Right? And also he had the mood of this protective elder brother. So that was his mood. This was great happiness. And for us, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, this is in the Gaur Leela, he comes as Nityanand Prabhu. And in Dwarka, he's Balram. And on his auspicious day, we should be remembering him as Balramji or Nityanand Prabhu and seek for his mercy. Right? And what else? Is there any connectivity? Is what I'm trying to. So yes, Seva Bhagwan, protective, and he is connected our devotees to Krishna. So in many pastimes we saw, we cannot approach the Lord without the mercy of Balramji, and this is a wonderful day to seek and ask for his mercy, so that we can share the Lord to the way he desires. And that's where I end my class. So of course it was not perfect, so seek forgiveness and correction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for a wonderful class, Prabhu. So nice. So many points, and you concluded with the very beautiful Balram few words on a auspicious Balram Jayanti, Guru Tattva. Thank you so much, Prabhu. One thing I wanted to I missed that point when you said regarding the donations and all. You said some statement. I missed that point, but could you please repeat on that?
Yes, that was what do you call?
See, why I'm saying is that I'm more eager. We are raising the funds for our temple construction also. I have to be more carefully.
Yeah. It was a sales pitch, as we say in today's world, Prabhu. So if you see the daily activities of the Lord, Prabhu, he wakes up, he purifies himself, he performs his rituals about, he chants his mantra, he gets ready. After that, the first thing he does is donation to the Brahmanas. And there's a huge amount of donation he gives, 13,000, and there's a very elaborate 13,000 or so much cows he gives. First he gives to the Brahmanas, then he take care of the cows. Then he gives to his ministers, other people, then to his wife. Finally, what is left, he takes for himself. So we can always use that as an encouragement to the people that you must donate, like that is as a as a person, that is our, it is our, I mean, actually, if you think philosophically between us, right, what can we donate to the Lord? What do we owe?
Correct.
In that sense, we cannot. Everything belongs to him, right?
Correct.
We are actually encroaching his portion. But again, practicality is like, okay, we have this mamatva, right? Or that, what do you call, false ego, that this belongs to me. So we have to donate so that we detach from that. We learn the lesson of detachment. And the second thing I was saying is, I questioned one devotee once that he's my mentor, my devotee who got me, how much should we donate? How much should we contribute? To that, he told me the amount you should donate should not be so less that you don't even notice. Probably for us, giving away 10 rupees, will you even notice, Prabhu, today? Less. No, you won't, right? But if I pull out 1 crore from your bank account, that will hurt you, probably. I don't know but it will hurt me for sure. But let's say if I pull out 50,000, so it will not bring you on road. At the same time, that will be understood. You will remember for that, my Lord, Janmashtami 2025, I gave you 50,000. So that is the amount we are looking. So I think that was my point there, Prabhu. I don't know what you were looking for.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I mean, Rupa Goswami writes in this one, the same question I asked to one of the visiting sannyasi, because Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion, he states 50% we have to do as a donation charity. 25% we have to keep as a emergency, and 25% we have to keep as to our give to our relatives or something like that. That's what he's saying. So that's what, in that intention, I asked that question. In the 50% in today's world, a person like me, so how can we do it? Then he did mention the same thing what you said. We can start something, so 5% or 10% or 15%, whatever limitations we can start something. Then Krishna gives that ability to do more. That's what he was mentioning. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
I think
Krishna.
the way you bring a good point, and the way I read it, I may be flawed. Sadhguru and Charpu, please clear this. What he's saying is the destination. That's a goal. We are not there. I mean, 50%. If you go and tell
Correct.
today someone, he will not come back. He or she will
Correct,
probably. So start with this, inspire them, give them that Lord Krishna used to do. This is what you do, and this is the principle you can follow. And the other point I mentioned, like just like you, we are having a temple coming here today. So if you don't have any other avenue, I will share the details. Please do contribute. That's a sales
Thank you.
pitch again. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी,
Haribol.
यहाँ पे एक दूसरा भी पॉइंट हो सकता है कि अगर अच्छा कमाते भी हैं तो हम सम परसेंटेज हम साइड पे रख सकते हैं, तो फिर थोड़े साल में वो बड़ा बिग अमाउंट हो जाएगा. We have to keep aside some amount compulsorily.
Suraksha Mataji, I did seen in Calcutta. So some devotees got the business, and they will make Krishna as one of the partner in the business. That is what they will keep that particular share on his name. They do like that also. I seen personally. Yes, thank you, Mataji.
But no give and take. भगवान मैं ये करता हूँ तो आप मुझे ये करना है, वो मत
नहीं, वो
system
नहीं
नहीं
है. I mean,
है.
I mean, some devotees are taking Krishna as one of the business partner in their.
Yes,
this
Prabhuji.
this custom is there across the country, Prabhu. Actually, even in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana also, especially Andhra Pradesh. Okay, interiors they put 10%, 15%, 20% to God. Okay, so whatever comes, they accumulate year end and then donate. Yeah.
Sounds good. There's no
Sanjay
definitely
Prabhuji,
no
wonderful
loss in
session,
that.
Prabhu. Thank you very much. Wonderful session, Sanjay Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. All the slides of Prabhu.
Prabhuji, but in present situation, it is very difficult to go to people and ask for money. They are हम जाते हैं तो इतना मतलब हम परेशान हो जाते हैं. They are not ready to give anything. This is the present scenario is very difficult.
Completely agree with
collect
you, Mataji. Even Bhagavad Gita book distributions,
Prabhu.
when the devotees are going, people are asking, why can't you give it for free, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. It is
Free
very
पे क्यों नहीं दे
difficult
रहे?
to.
So
Yes, Prabhuji.
situation became so worse, Mataji. It is not easy. Yeah.
There is a joke, Prabhu, on that. I do not know if you have heard that happened. You all heard. So somebody, when they were giving out Bhagavad Gita from ISKCON, they said Krishna advice free of cost to Arjuna. Why you asking money for getting a copy of Bhagavad Gita? So then that brahmachari told that we have to spend for printing. What Krishna said was in Dwapar Yug, I mean end of Dwapar Yug. So we had to get all the message in book format. We had to print. It's a printing and shipping cost that you have to pay for.
Yeah. Yeah, good answer.
But I can think
And
of
other
two
side,
things.
some people argue saying that Christians are distributing Bible for free. Why are charging? You are a Krishna devotee, but why are charging? This is another question. It's so horrible to deal, but what can we do?
Yeah.
Book distribution is one of the very, very challenging tasks, actually. It will remove our ego. Okay.
I agree. Yes.
We do in the month of December, bro. Okay, in our congregation, we go to different places and we do that. Yeah.
So you will have most challenging where people will come and say, "Oh, I already know."
Let's
I know.
now the final few minutes remaining. Let's hear from Sharad Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Like you were talking, how much we should contribute. There is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll look for that verse. It says 20%. It works out to 20%.
That will be good to know, Prabhu.
But what Prabhuji was saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita, what Rupa Goswami says, that is correct. Then some other things. In the very beginning, I was asking Krishna, I think it is in the 5th or 6th verse, or 4th or 5th verse, it is given that Krishna, he does meditation in the morning. He meditates on whom?
Yes, as I was reading this chapter, he meditates on his own self.
His own self. Yes, that is one thing that is given in that verse.
Yeah.
But some other things also he meditates. He meditates on his devotees.
Yeah.
Like the devotees, they meditate on him. The other people, they also, the Krishna also meditates on his devotees, especially his poor devotees. But it is given in very many verses what he does in the morning. He rises early in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. And what is Brahma Muhurta? It is 1 hour 36 minutes before the sunrise. He with a clear mind, he immediately meditates upon himself, and then he does so many things. He takes bath, dresses himself, and all other things given. Now here, very interesting thing you'll find in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is given Rukmini and the other queens. They are very much dissatisfied at all this because he gets up early in the morning. Now, this should not give an idea to everybody that they were not following the principles and the Vedic principles. Please remember that these principles which are given for the men and for the women, they are different. And these queens, they are the greatest devotees of the Lord, and they were following their duties. And then the next we spoke about Sudharma Hall. Now, what is Sudharma Hall? That Sudharma Hall, this was made by Vishwakarma. It was brought to the material world, and what happens when one is present there, that is all given. And that is when you are present in that Sudharma hall, there is no hunger, thirst, lamentation, even nobody would die there under any circumstances. This is also given very nicely in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then one thing about Uddhava. Now, anybody knows who was Uddhava in his previous life? If we say he is the constant companion of the Supreme Lord, that would not be correct. But anybody knows what was he in his previous life? You may not be knowing.
Wasn't it Prahlad Maharaj? Is it Prahlad?
No. No, this will come up. This is not given in the Bhagavatam, but this will come up when in Canto 11, when Krishna is leaving, his last meeting with Uddhava, that time it will come up. Uddhava in his previous life, he was a Vasu. And as Vasu, he had worshipped Krishna and he wanted a benediction. He wanted the benediction that in his next life he should be a companion of the Supreme Lord in his abode. And he should have so much knowledge that he should explain it to the various other knowledgeable people. That's why when when Krishna was leaving for his abode, and Uddhava was told about it, Uddhava said, "Why you are not taking me?" He said, in his previous life, you had asked for this. That's why please go to Badrikasrama, and there are rishis there, please give all the message, all the things what is told, that is the Uddhava Gita and other things we will be hearing in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then another point of the previous previous lessons, I want to ask, like we know, Krishna had married 16,100 queens at a time. Now, why Narakasura was keeping 16,100 girls under imprisonment? And anybody knows the answer to this? Okay. The answer is Narakasura had been told by Narada Muni that if you marry 16,100 girls at the same time, you will be as powerful as Vishnu. So that's why he had kidnapped 16,100 princesses over a long period of time, and he had kept them under detention. Then in this chapter, what we learned in the previous chapter, which was taken last weekend, it was told that Krishna, he faithfully observed the principles of economic development, religion, and sense gratification. And here, basically, in the very beginning only, he is practicing religion, that is his dharma. What the Grihastha dharma is, what a Grihastha person is supposed to do. And that's what he is doing. And by practicing, he is giving an example to all others to follow him. Then Krishna, just as some person meditates on the Supreme Lord during the Brahma Muhurta, Krishna also meditated on himself as the one Supreme Lord who reveals himself beyond the darkness of material nature. But it may be objected that others, such as Sankarsana, are also the Lord. But there is no other person compared to Krishna. Moreover, since Krishna's planetary avatars, such as Sankarsana and the others, are individually and eternally present with him, Krishna is perfectly complete under all circumstances. And the reason, however, for Krishna's appearance is his mercy. That's why he appears in the material world. And by making himself directly visible to all persons, Krishna removes their ignorance. And the impersonal Brahman also comes from Krishna. And this is given in very many verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, this is all what I had to say. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
प्रभु जी, नारद जी ने ऐसा क्यों कहा? उनका पीछे इंटेंशन क्या होगा? नारद जी ने ऐसा क्यों कहा नरकासुर को?
As we know, Narada Muni, he is whatever the Supreme Lord he thinks, in thought he gives to Narada, and Narada implements it. Ultimately, Krishna was destined to marry 16,100 princesses, and that's why they had been gathered. Rather, if you see who are those 16,100 princesses, they are the eternal wives of Krishna. Nobody else can marry them. So that was arranged for the Leela purposes.
Okay, प्रभु जी.
Any other question or comments?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji, then let's conclude.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, I am doing. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो. नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायिने प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शीलटङ्कानखालाये शीलटङ्कानखालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नाखा अद्भुत श्रृंगार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय हो नरसिंहदेव 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 जय हो नरसिंहदेव जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय हो भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय हो हमारे आदि गुरु श्री बलराम जी की जय हो श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो सर्व डिवोटी की जय हो हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो थैंक यू प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम टू ऑल डिवोटीज
Thank you, Mataji.
हैप्पी रक्षाबंधन टू ऑल
Please
टुडे
remember,
रक्षाबंधन ऑल्सो
please remember that next coming weekend, both the days we are not having classes. We will have classes after that week. That is next to next week.
यस प्रभु जी यस प्रभु
But tomorrow we
And
have.
I have declared that Janmashtami
Yes.
Yes,
weekend
yes.
is holiday.
Yes. Tomorrow we have got class.
Yes, tomorrow.
हैप्पी
Okay.
जन्माष्टमी इन एडवांस टू ऑल डिवोटीज
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
so much. Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण सो वंडरफुल